Well, I think the thing that sets New Zealand apart is really just the beautiful vistas. I mean, at every kind of turn you see something amazing in this country. And as somebody said to me yesterday, what's your favourite part of New Zealand? Well, just wait till you go around the bend. So it does have just some incredible, natural beauties, obviously a lot of gorgeous seascapes, fantastic kind of forests and lakes, just really, just naturally very blessed. Well, I think what's great when you get over here produce-wise in New Zealand is obviously everything that comes from the sea is fantastic, and we love stuff that's grown in the ground, like, really beautiful lettuces and vegetables and herbs that in summer, particularly in spring, great flavour, fantastic stone fruit. Of course, one of the really great things that you have over here, which is exported a lot, is the savannah or venison that you produce here, and of course, you see it all around the world. Very famous for lamb in New Zealand, so they're the sort of real standouts. But I think the depth of and the quality of the seafood is really quite extraordinary, and then of course moving on into the wines, great Pinots and Sauvignon Blancs, and now getting a really good name for Cabernet and Bordeaux type blends, and so the wines just going from strength to strength. I think it would be fantastic if every town had a farmer's market, because I think if you can take your kids to farmer's market, they learn about food and where it comes from, and I think that's a very important part in a child's education to eating well. And I don't think we'd have rates of obesity and issues with health if all kids were taught to eat a healthy diet at a young age and understood fresh produce and understood where seafood came from and the carrots grow in the ground, and all the sorts of things that they just take for granted and have no expectation of. And farmers markets are a really nice way of teaching children where food comes from and what fresh food tastes like and what seasonal food tastes like. And it's too late to start teaching people to eat well when they're 20 and have left home and gone to university and whatever. I mean, we really need to sort of get people eating well right from the get-go, and understanding what fresh food is all about. How easy it is to prepare fresh food into a delicious meal, that's really important as well. Well, I think what's really changed over the many visits that I've made here is just, I think the food culture has started to really explode in New Zealand, and though you guys have had, I believe, really great produce for a very long time, I'm not sure the restaurants have been up to standard, but we've really seen over the last 10 years, I think, a real explosion in the variety of restaurants and the quality of restaurants, and of course, places like Hawke's Bay and wineries having, restaurants and cellar doors attached to the winery kind of improves the quality of food that would have been regional or country. The lodges really bringing good food to regional New Zealand, and of course, places like kind of Wellington and Auckland and Christchurch, and now Queenstown with its explosion of kind of cosmopolitan people coming to ski and, well, enjoy Queenstown, I believe, 12 months of the year because it's such a beautiful place. And link that with, the wine and the quality kind of, cheeses that are now being made here, and the stuff that's being grown and so forth. I do think in the food sort of sense and in restaurants that New Zealand's made some really big bounds in the last, few years. Well, I think the whole world has fallen in love with food, and just a certain percentage of it. You have to care about food and think about what you're eating, and the fact is that you have to eat. So it's really great if you enjoy it. So the whole world's kind of fallen in love with this whole cooking genre and print media, which I think people are sort of really saying now in a news sense is dying because of what's happening online and the way that people can get their information these days. But there still is solid growth, and print media in food journalism is holding, and cookbook sales are growing. I think as far as really good cooking tips are concerned, the best idea is keep it really simple. And shop seasonally, and you really get so much more flavour out of it. But sort of get a gorgeous simple cookbook and try a few recipes, and then start to take it in your own direction. What you want to do is buy cookbooks that teach you how to cook. Don't just give you recipes, so that they talk about how to grill properly, or how to pan fry properly, or how you might stir fry at home, and little things that teach you about technique. And then after a while you're quite capable of adding whatever ingredients you like and whatever seasoning you like. But it's just really important to get those basics down. It's like I would say to anybody at home, buy a couple of really nice knives, learn how to sharpen them. It's not rocket science. And knife skills aren't rocket science either. I mean, learn how to cut up vegetables and fish and meat. It's very simple if you've got a nice sharp knife. And it's amazing how much your cooking improves and how much you enjoy it if you have good knife skills. Well, I have masses of favourite recipes, but I just think it's great, simple pastas and risottos and barbecues and things at home, and it's just a matter of putting some spices and fresh aromatics together with some olive oil, blending it up, making great little marinades for whether it's lamb or beef or fish or prawns or scallops or whatever it might be that you're barbecuing. Again, just making sure that if you grill a piece of fish, you finish it with some olive oil, squeeze of fresh lemon, salt and pepper, some steamed vegetables. You've got a really fantastic meal. It's just adding those seasonings really well and making sure that you're just using beautiful fresh ingredients, and you really can't go wrong. I think that's the basis of all good dishes and all good cooking.